Hello and welcome back. Today, we are going to talk about saving money at 40. Not saving money when you are young. Not saving money when everything is easy. Not saving money when you have no bills, no children, no family pressure, and no real responsibility. No, we are talking about saving money at 40. The age when life starts to feel serious. The age when your body is no longer as strong as it used to be. The age when your parents may need more help. The age when your children may need more money. The age when your job may no longer feel completely safe. The age when you begin to understand one thing very clearly. Money is not everything, but having no money can make everything harder. At 40, saving money is not just about being rich. It is about being safe. It is about having options. It is about sleeping better at night. It is about not feeling scared every time the phone rings, every time the car breaks down, every time someone in the family gets sick, every time work becomes unstable. At 40, saving money is not a small habit. It is a form of protection. It protects your family. It protects your future. It protects your dignity. It protects your peace. And here is the truth. If you are 40 and you still spend every dollar like there is no tomorrow, tomorrow will come and slap you in the face. Because tomorrow always comes. Bills come. Sickness comes. Job changes come. Family problems come. Aging comes. And if you are not ready, life will not feel sorry for you. Life does not care if you were busy. Life does not care if you wanted to enjoy yourself. Life does not care if you were tired. Life only asks one question. Are you prepared? And if the answer is no, life becomes expensive, very expensive. So today, we are going to talk about why saving money at 40 matters. Not in a complicated way, not with big financial words, not with numbers that make your head hurt. We will talk about it simply, because many people at 40 do not need another lecture. They need a wake-up call. They need a clear reason. They need a small start. And maybe they need someone to say this directly. Stop acting like you have unlimited time. You do not. At 20, you can make a mistake and still have many years to fix it. At 30, you can lose money and still have time to rebuild. But at 40, every bad financial habit becomes heavier. Every wasted dollar has more meaning. Every year you delay saving becomes harder to recover. This does not mean life is over at 40. No. It means life is asking you to become more serious, more honest, more responsible, more awake. At 40, you are not too late, but you are also not early anymore. That is the important truth. You are not too late, but you are not early, so you cannot keep living like a careless teenager. You cannot keep spending to impress people who do not care about your future. You cannot keep buying things you do not need with money you should be using to protect your family. You cannot keep saying, "I will start saving later." Later is dangerous. Later sounds comfortable. Later sounds easy. Later sounds like there is still plenty of time. But many times, later becomes too late. You say, "I will save after this month." Then, next month comes. A new bill appears. You say, "I will save after my salary increases." Then your salary increases, but your spending increases too. You say, "I will save when life becomes easier." But life does not always become easier. Sometimes it becomes more expensive. So do not wait for the perfect moment to save. The perfect moment may never come. Start with the moment you have. Start with today, even if it is small, especially if it is small. Because saving money is not only about the amount, it is about the habit. A person who saves $10 consistently is stronger than a person who waits to save $1,000 and never starts. The habit matters. The system matters. The discipline matters. At 40, saving money teaches you to respect your own future. And if you do not respect your future will become a punishment. Now, let's talk about the first reason you need to save at 40. Emergencies. Emergencies do not ask for permission. They do not call ahead. They do not wait until payday. They do not care if you are ready. The car breaks down. The roof leaks. The child needs something urgent. A parent gets sick. You lose a job. Your business slows down. A medical bill arrives. Something happens. And when something happens, money becomes oxygen. You may not love money, but in an emergency, money gives you air. Without savings, every problem becomes panic. A small problem becomes a big problem. A car repair becomes a crisis. A hospital visit becomes fear. A few weeks without income becomes a nightmare. But when you have savings, something changes. You still feel stress, of course, but you do not collapse. You can breathe. You can think. You can make better decisions. Savings do not remove problems, but savings give you space. And space is powerful. When you have no money saved, you do not choose. You react. You borrow. You beg. You use credit cards. You sell things quickly. You accept bad deals. You say yes to things you should say no to. But when you have money saved, you have a little power. You can pause. You can compare. You can decide. You can protect yourself. That is why an emergency fund is not boring. It is freedom in a quiet form. It is not exciting like a new phone. It is not beautiful like new clothes. It does not get likes on social media. But when life hits you, that boring emergency fund becomes one of the most beautiful things in the world. If this message is making you think about your own future, subscribe to the channel now and turn on the notification bell. Stay with us. Because here we talk about simple, practical lessons that help you protect your money, your family, your peace, and your future. One small step at a time. Now, let's talk about the second reason. At 40, your income may not be as safe as you think. Many people believe their job is stable. They believe their company needs them. They believe their business will always bring money. They believe things will continue the way they are. But life changes. Companies restructure. Technology changes. Younger workers enter the market. Industries move. Businesses slow down. Customers disappear. Health changes. Energy changes. At 40, you may still be strong. You may still be capable. You may still be valuable. But you must understand something. Income is not guaranteed. A salary can stop. A business can fail. A client can leave. A market can change. And if all your life depends on one income and zero savings, you are standing on a thin piece of glass. It may hold you today, but one crack can scare you badly. Savings give you time to adjust. If you lose a job, savings give you time to find another one. If your business slows down, savings give you time to fix it. If you want to change careers, savings give you courage. If you need to rest because your body is tired, savings give you permission. Without savings, you are trapped. You may hate your job, but you cannot leave. You may know your business is dying, but you cannot change. You may need rest, but you cannot stop. You may want to learn something new, but you cannot afford time. This is why saving money is not just about money. It is about choice. A person with savings has more choices. A person without savings has fewer choices. And at 40, choices matter. Because you are not only deciding for today, you are deciding for the next 10, 20, or 30 years. Now, let's talk about your family. At 40, many people are in the middle. They are not young children anymore, but they are not old enough to stop carrying responsibility. They may have children who need support. They may have parents who are aging. They may have a spouse. They may have a mortgage. They may have loans. They may have people depending on them. This is why 40 can feel heavy. You are standing in the middle of two generations. Your children may look forward and need you. Your parents may look back and need you. And you are in the middle, trying to hold everything together. That is not easy. It is tiring. It is emotional. It is expensive. So if you do not save money, you are not only putting yourself at risk, you are putting your family at risk. This does not mean you must become rich. It means you must become responsible. There is a big difference. Saving money at 40 is not selfish. It is love with a plan. It says, if something happens, I do not want my family to suffer because I was careless. It says, I want to be ready. It says, I want to protect the people who depend on me. Love is not only saying, I care about you. Love is also building something stable. Love is paying attention. Love is preparing before the storm. Because when the storm comes, words are not enough. A family needs comfort, but a family also needs resources. Money cannot replace love, but love without any financial responsibility can become painful. Now, let's talk about health. At 40, the body begins to speak differently. Maybe your back hurts more. Maybe your energy drops faster. Maybe you cannot recover like before. Maybe stress stays longer. Maybe you start thinking about blood pressure, sugar levels, weight, sleep, and doctor visits. When you are young, you may ignore your body. You may work all night, eat anything, sleep badly, spend without thinking. But at 40, your body starts sending messages. And many of those messages cost money. Doctor visits cost money. Medicine costs money. Tests cost money. Healthy food costs money. Rest costs money. Time away from work costs money. If you have no savings, health problems become more frightening. You may delay checkups. You may ignore symptoms. You may choose cheap solutions that do not help. You may keep working when your body is begging you to slow down. This is dangerous. Saving money gives you the ability to take care of your health before it becomes a crisis. And this is important. At 40, health is wealth. But you also need money to protect health. Do not wait until your body breaks before you begin to respect it. Do not wait until the doctor gives you bad news before you start saving. Prepare while you can, because a healthy person with savings has options. A sick person with no savings has fear. Now, let's talk about retirement. Many people do not like this word. Retirement sounds far away. It sounds old. It sounds like something to think about later. But at 40, later is getting closer. If you are 40, you may have 20 or 25 years before retirement. That sounds like a lot, but financially, It is not as long as you think, because retirement is expensive. You will still need food, housing, medicine, transportation, insurance, help, comfort, and maybe support from other people. If you do not save now, who will pay for the future you? Your children? The government? Look, un miracle? Do not build your retirement plan on hope alone. Hope is beautiful, but hope without action is weak. At 40, saving for retirement is an act of respect for your older self. One day, you will be 60. One day, you will be 70. One day, your body will move more slowly. One day, you may not want to work full-time anymore. And when that day comes, your older self will look back at the person you are today. What will they say? Will they say, "Thank you for preparing for me"? Or will they say, "Why did you waste everything?" That question matters, because your future self is not a stranger. Your future self is you, older, more tired, maybe wiser, maybe weaker, still needing food, still needing shelter, still needing dignity. So when you save money today, you are not losing money. You are sending help to your future self. Think about that. Every dollar you save is a small message to your future. It says, "I have not forgotten you." That is powerful. Now, let's talk about lifestyle. Many people at 40 do not have a money problem. They have a lifestyle problem. They earn more than they used to, but they also spend more than they used to. A better phone, a better car, a bigger house, more restaurants, more subscriptions, more shopping, more gifts, more vacations, more things to show other people that life is going well. But sometimes life only looks good from the outside. Inside, there is stress, debt, fear, pressure, no savings, no peace. This is the trap. You earn more, but you do not become freer. You earn more, but you become more expensive. You earn more, but your money disappears faster. That is not progress. That is a polished cage. At 40, you must stop buying a life that looks rich and start building a life that feels secure. This does not mean you can never enjoy money. No, enjoying life is important. You can eat good food. You can travel. You can buy nice things. You can take care of your family. But you need order. Save first. Spend after. Protect first. Enjoy after. Do not spend first and then hope something is left. Because usually, nothing is left. Money without a plan disappears. It does not matter how much you earn. If there is no plan, money leaks. A little here, a little there. One coffee, one online order, one subscription, one dinner, one small thing, another small thing. And then you look at your account and ask, where did my money go? Your money did not disappear. You gave it away slowly, without noticing. That is why saving at 40 requires awareness. You need to know where your money goes. Not to punish yourself, but to wake yourself up, track your spending, look at your habits, find the leaks. Cancel what you do not use. Reduce what does not matter. Keep what truly improves your life. The goal is not to live like a prisoner. The goal is to stop being a slave to careless spending. Now, let's talk about debt. Debt at 40 can be heavy, very heavy. Credit card debt, car loans, personal loans, business loans, house loans, medical debt, family debt. Debt can make you feel like you are working, but never moving forward. You get paid. Then the money leaves. You get paid again. Then the money leaves again. It feels like your salary belongs to other people before it even reaches you. That is exhausting. Debt steals future income. It takes money from tomorrow to pay for yesterday. Sometimes debt is necessary. A home loan, a business investment, an emergency. Life happens. But careless debt is dangerous. Debt for things you do not need. Debt to impress people. Debt because you could not wait. Debt because you wanted comfort now and ignored pain later. At 40, you must become honest about debt. Do not hide from the numbers. Do not pretend it is fine. Do not only pay the minimum and hope it disappears. Make a plan. Pay down high-interest debt. Stop creating new unnecessary debt. Use cash when possible. Think before buying. Ask yourself, will this purchase make my life better, or will it make my future heavier? That question can save you. Now, let's talk about children. If you have children, saving money at 40 becomes even more important. Children are expensive. A school, food, clothes, activities, health, technology, transportation, future education, and many surprises. You want to give them a good life. That is natural, but be careful. Do not confuse love with buying everything. Do not destroy your future because you are afraid to say no. Do not teach your children that money is endless. One of the best gifts you can give your children is not just money. It is financial wisdom. Show them how to save. Show them how to wait. Show them how to choose. Show them that not every desire is an emergency. Show them that a family can enjoy life without wasting money. Because children learn from what they see. If they see you spending emotionally, they may copy that. If they see you saving wisely, they may learn that. Saving at 40 is not only for you. It is a lesson your children can watch. Now, let's talk about your parents. At 40, your parents may be older. Maybe they are still healthy. Maybe they are not. Maybe they need money. Maybe they need medicine. Maybe they need visits. Maybe they need someone to help with bills. This can be emotional. Because you love them. You want to help, but helping becomes harder when you have no savings. Then guilt appears. You feel bad because you cannot do more. You feel angry because you are stretched too thin. You feel trapped because everyone needs something from you. Savings do not solve every family problem, but savings give you more ability to help without destroying yourself, and that matters. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot support everyone if you never prepare yourself. Now, let's talk about peace. This may be the most important part. Saving money gives peace. Not perfect peace, but a deeper kind of peace. The peace of knowing you are not living on the edge every day. The peace of knowing one bad week will not destroy you. The peace of knowing you are doing something for your future. The peace of knowing you are not ignoring reality. At 40, peace becomes more valuable than showing off. A quiet bank account with savings feels better than a loud lifestyle full of debt. A simple car fully paid for can feel better than a luxury car that makes you nervous every month. A smaller house with breathing room can feel better than a bigger house that traps you. A peaceful life is not always impressive, but it is powerful. Many people do not need more things. They need less pressure. They need fewer payments. They need more savings. They need more sleep. They need more control. Now, how do you start saving at 40? Start simple. Do not make it too complicated. First, know your number. How much money comes in each month? How much money goes out? How much debt do you have? How much do you truly need to live? Many people avoid these questions because they are afraid. But avoiding the truth does not make it disappear. Look at the numbers. The numbers may hurt, but they will also guide you. Second, pay yourself first. This means when money comes in, save first. Even a small amount. Do not wait until the end of the month, because the end of the month often has nothing left. Save first. Spend after. This one rule can change your life. Third, build an emergency fund. Start with a small goal, maybe $500, then $1, then 1 month of expenses, then 3 months, then 6 months. Do not be ashamed if you start small. Small is still a start. A person with $100 saved is already stronger than the person who keeps saying, "I will start later." Fourth, reduce waste. Look at your spending. Subscriptions, you forgot. Food, you throw away. Shopping, you regret. Fees, you ignore. Habits that drain you. Cut the waste, not the joy. There is a difference. Do not remove everything that makes life good. Remove what does not truly matter. Fifth, increase income if possible. At 40, saving is important, but income matters too. Can you learn a new skill? Can you ask for a raise? Can you build a side income? Can you sell things you do not need? Can you turn experience into value? Can you teach, consult, create, repair, serve, or build something? Do not only cut, grow too. But remember this: more income without discipline will not save you. If your habits are bad, more money only makes bigger problems. So build discipline first. Now, let's talk about emotional spending. This is where many people lose money. They do not spend because they need something. They spend because they feel something. They feel tired, so they buy. They feel sad, so they buy. They feel bored, so they buy. They feel stressed, so they order food. They feel insecure, so they buy something to look successful. But emotional spending is dangerous because the feeling goes away and the bill stays. The package arrives. The excitement lasts 1 minute. Then the bank account is smaller, and the real problem is still there. At 40, you must learn to sit with feelings without letting them control your wallet. If you are tired, rest. If you are lonely, call someone. If you are stressed, breathe. If you are bored, walk. If you are insecure, work on your confidence. Do not ask shopping to heal what shopping cannot heal. Money is not therapy. Spending is not peace. Buying more things will not fix an empty feeling. Now, let's talk about comparing yourself to others. Comparison is expensive. Very expensive. You see someone buy a new car. You want one. You see someone travel. You want to travel. You see someone move into a bigger house. You feel behind. You see someone online showing a perfect life. You feel small. But you do not know their real situation. You see the photo. You do not see the debt. You see the vacation. You do not see the credit card bill. You see the house. You do not see the pressure. You see the smile. You do not see the sleepless nights. Do not spend money trying to compete with a picture. At 40, you must become mature enough to say, their life is their life. My future is my responsibility. That is freedom. When you stop comparing, you save more than money. You save peace. Now, let's talk about shame. Some people reach 40 and feel ashamed because they have not saved enough. They think, I should have started earlier. Yes, maybe you should have. But shame does not build savings. Action does. Do not waste another year feeling bad. Start now. You cannot go back to 25. You cannot go back to 30. You cannot restart your 20s. But you can start today. And today still matters. A 40-year-old person who starts saving now can still change their future. Maybe not perfectly, maybe not easily, but meaningfully. Do not let regret become another excuse. Regret should wake you up, not bury you. Say this to yourself. I started late, but I started. That sentence is powerful. Now, let's talk about small saving. Many people say, I do not earn enough to save. Sometimes this is true. Some people are truly struggling, but many people use this sentence too quickly. They say they cannot save, but they still waste money every week. They say they cannot save, but they still buy things they do not need. They say they cannot save, but they never track spending. If you truly have no money left after basic needs, then the first goal is survival and increasing income. But if there is waste, be honest. Saving starts with honesty. Even small saving matters. $5, $10, $20. One small automatic transfer. One meal cooked at home. One unnecessary purchase skipped. One subscription canceled. One impulse order avoided. Small savings are not small when they become a pattern. A small leak can sink a boat, but small repairs can save it. Now, let's talk about automatic saving. This is a simple tool. Do not depend on mood. Mood changes. Do not depend on motivation. Motivation disappears. Use a system. Set up an automatic transfer. When income arrives, a small amount moves to savings. You do not touch it. You do not negotiate with it. You do not say, maybe this month I will skip. No. Make saving normal, like paying a bill. But this bill is for your future. Call it the future bill. Every month, you pay your future. Because if you do not pay your future will send you a much bigger bill later. Now, let's talk about what saving is not. Saving is not punishment. Saving is not being cheap. Saving is not refusing every joy. Saving is not living like life is only about money. No. Saving is choosing carefully. Saving is saying, this matters more than that. Saving is giving your money a job. Some money is for today. Some money is for emergencies. Some money is for health. Some money is for family. Some money is for retirement. Some money is for joy. When every dollar has a purpose, money becomes easier to manage. Without purpose, money becomes noise. Now, let's talk about your partner. If you are married or in a relationship, saving at 40 requires communication. Money problems can destroy peace at home. One person saves, the other spends. One person worries, the other avoids. One person plans, the other says, relax. This creates tension. So talk. Not with blame. Not with shouting. Not with shame. Talk like teammates. Ask simple questions. What are we building? What are we afraid of? What debt do we need to face? What do we want our life to look like in 10 years? How much should we save every month? What spending should we reduce? A family needs a shared plan. Because if two people pull money in different directions, the future becomes messy. Now, let's talk about saying no. At 40, You must learn to say no. No to unnecessary spending. No to pressure. No to lending money you cannot afford to lose. No to social events that break your budget. No to buying things just because others expect it. No to children's requests that are not important. No to your own impulse. No is not always negative. Sometimes no is protection. Every time you say no to waste, you say yes to stability. Every time you say no to impulse, you say yes to peace. Every time you say no to showing off, you say yes to your real future. Now, let's talk about time. Money and time are connected. At 40, you do not only save money, you save time. Debt steals time, because you must work more hours to pay it. Bad spending steals time, because you must earn again what you wasted. No saving steals time, because emergencies force you into desperate work. But savings can give time back. Time to think, time to rest, time to change jobs, time to care for family, time to recover from illness, time to breathe. Money saved becomes time protected. And at 40, time becomes precious. You begin to understand that life is not endless. You begin to see that years pass quickly. You begin to feel that peace matters more than applause. So use money to buy freedom, not just things. Now, let's talk about a simple picture. Imagine two people at 40. Person 1 earns good money, but saves nothing. They buy what they want. They look successful. They post beautiful photos. They upgrade everything. But inside, they are stressed. One emergency away from panic. One job loss away from disaster. One medical bill away from debt. Person 2 lives more simply. They still enjoy life, but they save every month. They track spending. They avoid unnecessary debt. They build an emergency fund. They prepare for retirement. They do not look as flashy, but they sleep better. After 10 years, who is stronger? Not the person who looked rich. The person who built stability. That is the lesson. At 40, looking rich is childish. Building security is adult. Now, let's talk about the pain of starting late. Starting late is hard. You may feel pressure. You may feel regret. You may feel behind. But do not use pain as an excuse. Use pain as fuel. A person who wakes up at 40 can still change the next 20 years. A person who refuses to wake up at 40 may suffer at 60. The best time to save was years ago. The second best time is now, not tomorrow. Now. Now with what you have. Now with your current income. Now with your current problems. Now with your current age. Because waiting does not make saving easier. Waiting makes it more urgent. Now, let's make this practical. Here is a simple plan. Step 1. Write down your income. Step 2. Write down your fixed expenses. Housing, food, transportation, insurance, debt, utilities, school, medicine. Step 3. Write down your flexible spending. Restaurants, shopping, subscriptions, entertainment, gifts, online orders. Step 4. Choose one thing to cut, not 10 things. One thing. Step 5. Save that money immediately. Do not leave it in your checking account. Move it. Step 6. Repeat next month. That is how you start. Simple, not easy, but simple. Now, let's talk about discipline. Discipline is not always exciting. It is often boring. Saving money can feel boring. Tracking expenses can feel boring. Saying no can feel boring. Cooking at home can feel boring. Driving an older car can feel boring. But do not disrespect boring things. Boring things build strong lives. Brushing your teeth is boring, but it protects your teeth. Exercise can be boring, but it protects your body. Saving money can be boring, but it protects your future. A lot of destruction begins with chasing excitement. A lot of stability begins with respecting boring habits. At 40, boring can be beautiful. Now, let's talk about freedom. Many people think freedom means buying whatever they want. That is not freedom. That is impulse. Real freedom is being able to say no. No to a bad job because you have savings. No to a toxic situation because you have options. No to panic because you have an emergency fund. No to debt because you can wait. No to fear because you prepared. Freedom is not spending without limits. Freedom is not being controlled by money. That is why saving creates freedom. Slowly, quietly, month by month. Now, let's talk about the emotional side of saving. Saving money can feel uncomfortable at first because it forces you to face yourself, your habits, your excuses, your fears, your lack of planning, your desire to impress, your avoidance. This is why many people hate budgeting. A budget tells the truth, and the truth can hurt. But the truth also sets you free. Once you know where you are, you can move. Before that, you are just guessing, and guessing is dangerous. Now, let's talk about enough. At 40, you need to define enough. If you never define enough, you will always chase more. More money, more stuff, more upgrades, more status, more comfort. But more does not always bring peace. Sometimes more brings more pressure. So, ask yourself, what is enough for me? Enough house, enough car, enough clothes, enough eating out, enough entertainment, enough social approval. When you know enough, saving becomes easier because you stop feeding endless desire. Now, let's talk about your future home. Maybe you want to own a home. Maybe you already own one. Maybe you rent. Whatever your situation is, saving matters. Housing is one of the biggest expenses in life. Repairs happen. Rent increases. Property taxes change. Appliances break. Moving costs money. If you have savings, housing problems are manageable. If you have no savings, housing problems become scary. At 40, your home should not only look comfortable, it should fit your financial reality. Do not let a house make you poor. Do not let rent steal your future. Do not let lifestyle pressure push you into a place you cannot afford. A home should give peace, not constant fear. Now, let's talk about business. If you run a business at 40, saving is even more important. Business income can rise and fall. Good months happen. Bad months happen. Taxes happen. Slow seasons happen. Customers change. Equipment breaks. Opportunities appear. If you spend everything during good months, bad months will punish you. A business owner needs personal savings and business reserves. Do not confuse revenue with profit. Do not confuse a good month with a secure future. Do not confuse cash flow with wealth. Save when things are good, because good seasons do not last forever. Now, let's talk about generosity. Some people do not save because they give too much. They help family. They lend money. They pay for others. They say yes because they feel guilty. Generosity is beautiful, but generosity without boundaries can destroy you. At 40, you must learn wise generosity. Help when you can, but do not damage your own stability. Do not give money you need for rent. Do not lend money from your emergency fund unless you truly accept losing it. Do not let others' poor planning destroy your future. You can have a good heart and still have boundaries. In fact, boundaries help you keep a good heart without becoming bitter. Now, let's talk about identity. Some people spend because they want to feel successful. The watch, the car, the clothes, the restaurants, the lifestyle. They want to prove something. Maybe to friends, maybe to family, maybe to people who doubted them, maybe to themselves. But at 40, you must be careful. If your identity depends on spending, you will never be at peace, because there will always be someone with more. More money, more beauty, more status, more luxury, more attention. You cannot win that game. So leave the game. Build a real life. A life where your bank account is not screaming. A life where your family feels safe. A life where your future self is not abandoned. That is real success. Now, let's talk about a phrase. Financial breathing room. This means space. Money between you and disaster. Money between you and panic. Money between you and bad choices. At 40, you need financial breathing room, not because you are weak, because you are wise. When there is no breathing room, everything feels urgent. You cannot think clearly. You cannot plan. You cannot sleep. You become emotional. You make poor choices. But with breathing room, you can stay calm. You can respond instead of react. That is worth more than another thing in your closet. Now, let's talk about 1 month. What if you saved seriously for 1 month? Just 1 month. You track spending. You avoid unnecessary shopping. You cook more. You cancel one thing. You save first. You do not use credit cards for wants. You check your account every week. What would happen? Maybe you would not become rich, but you would become awake. That is the first victory. Awareness. After awareness comes control. After control comes progress. After progress comes confidence. After confidence comes peace. This is how saving changes you. Not all at once, step by step. Now, let's talk about the 4-0-year-old wake-up moment. Maybe you are listening and thinking, this is me. Maybe you have earned money for years but saved almost nothing. Maybe you are tired of starting over. Maybe you are afraid of the future. Maybe you are ashamed. Maybe you are angry at yourself. Take a breath. This is not the end. This is the moment to become honest. You do not need to hate yourself. You need to lead yourself. You do not need to panic. You need a plan. You do not need to become perfect. You need to start. Start with one decision. Today, I will save something. Today, I will look at my money. Today, I will stop one wasteful habit. Today, I will protect my future. Small sentence, big meaning. Now, let's talk about what happens when you do not save. This part is uncomfortable, but necessary. If you do not save at 40, the future becomes fragile. You may become dependent on children. You may keep working when your body wants rest. You may borrow for emergencies. You may stay in bad situations because you have no money to leave. You may feel anxious every month. You may reach retirement age with fear instead of peace. That is not the life you want. And do not say, "It will be okay." Maybe it will. Maybe it will not. Responsible people do not build their future on maybe. They prepare. Now, let's talk about what happens when you do save. At first, nothing big. You save a little. Life feels the same. Then you save again and again. Then one day, a problem happens, and you have money. Not enough to solve everything, maybe, but enough to breathe. Then you understand. This is why I saved. That moment changes you. You begin to trust yourself. You begin to feel stronger. You begin to see money differently. Saving is no longer boring. Saving becomes respect, self-respect, family respect, future respect. Now, let's talk about a simple sentence. I do not save what is left. I save first. Say it again. I do not save what is left. I save first. This sentence can change your financial life, because if you only save what is left, you may save nothing. But if you save first, you force your lifestyle to adjust. This is important. Your lifestyle should fit your savings goal. Your savings goal should not beg for leftovers. Now, let's talk about age 50. Imagine yourself at 50. 10 years from now, what kind of person do you want to be? Still panicking? Still borrowing? Still saying, "I will start soon"? Still carrying the same debt? Still avoiding the numbers? Or do you want to be calmer, more prepared, more confident, more stable? The 50-year-old version of you is being created by the 40-year-old version of you. That is not motivational talk. That is reality. Your habits today are building your future life. Now, imagine age 60. You wake up. Your body is slower. You do not want to work as hard. You want peace. You want health. You want time. Will you have choices? Or will you still be trapped because the 40-year-old you refuse to save? This is emotional because it is real. Your future self is waiting. Do not abandon them. Do not leave them with nothing. Do not make them pay for every careless decision you make today. Save now, not because you are scared, because you care. Now, let's talk about a strong but simple goal. Save enough so that one bad month does not destroy you. Then save enough so that 3 bad months do not destroy you. Then save enough so that you can make decisions from wisdom, not panic. This is a good goal. This is not about becoming a millionaire overnight. It is about building strength. At 40, strength is important. Financial strength, emotional strength, family strength, health strength, spiritual strength. They all connect. Money stress can hurt your health. Money fights can hurt your marriage. Money fear can hurt your sleep. Money pressure can hurt your patience. So saving money is not only about numbers, it is about the quality of your life. Now, let's talk about one bad habit: impulse buying. Impulse buying means buying without thinking. You see it, you want it, you buy it. Then later you regret it. A good rule is the 2-4-hour rule. If you want something that is not necessary, wait 24 hours. If you still need it tomorrow, consider it. Many desires disappear when you give them time. Another rule is this: do not shop when emotional, not when angry, not when lonely, not when tired, not when jealous, not when bored. Your wallet should not be controlled by your mood. Now, let's talk about cash flow. Cash flow means how money moves in and out. At 40, you must understand your cash flow. Not perfectly, but clearly. If $5,000 comes in and $5,200 goes out, you are bleeding. If $5,000 comes in and $4,800 goes out, you are surviving. If $5,000 comes in and $4,000 goes out, you are building. The gap matters. The gap between income and spending is where savings live. If there is no gap, create one. Spend less, earn more, or both. Do not ignore the gap. The gap is your future. Now, let's talk about simple living. Simple living does not mean poor living. It means intentional living. You choose what matters. You remove what does not. You stop buying to fill silence. You stop upgrading because others upgrade. You stop proving yourself with things. You begin to enjoy peace. A simple meal at home, a Volk, a clean room, a paid bill, money saved, a quiet night. These things may not impress the world, but they can make your life feel lighter. At 40, lightness is valuable. Now, let's talk about the final years of work. If you are 40, the next 20 years matter deeply. These may be your strongest earning years. Do not waste them. This is the time to build, pay down debt, save emergency money, invest carefully if appropriate, learn skills, protect health, strengthen relationships, prepare for older age. Do not sleepwalk through these years. Do not spend them trying to look successful. Use them to become secure. There is a difference. Now, let's talk about the person who says, I deserve to enjoy my money. Yes, you do. You work hard. You deserve joy. You deserve rest. You deserve good experiences. But you also deserve peace in the future. You deserve not to be terrified at 60. You deserve not to depend on people who may not be able to help. You deserve not to work until your body breaks. So enjoy your money wisely. Enjoy some. Save some. Give some. Invest some. Use money like an adult, not like a child with a paycheck. Now, let's talk about the pain of regret. Regret at 40 is uncomfortable. Regret at 60 can be devastating. At 40, regret can still become action. At 60, regret may have fewer options. So use the discomfort now. Let it wake you up. Let it push you. Let it change your habits. A little pain today can prevent deeper pain later. That is wisdom. Now, let's talk about a small practice. The money receipt. At the end of each day, write 3 lines. Today I saved this amount. Today I avoided this unnecessary purchase. Tomorrow I will protect my money by doing this. Only 3 lines. This is simple, but it proves progress. Many people feel like they are trying, but they do not see results. A money receipt shows the truth. It says, today I did something. Small proof creates energy. Energy creates consistency. Consistency creates change. Now, let's talk about tired days. Some days you will feel strong. Some days you will feel focused. Some days you will feel tired, stressed, and careless. On those days, use a tiny plan. Do not try to fix your whole financial life. Just protect the habit. Save $1. Check one account. Avoid one impulse purchase. Cook one meal at home. Write 1 line. That is enough. The tiny plan keeps the door open. A person who does one small thing on a bad day is not failing. That person is protecting the habit. Think of your savings habit like a small plant. On good days, you give it sunlight and water. On bad days, you give it just enough water to stay alive. That is still success. Now, let's talk about courage. It takes courage to save at 40 because you must face reality. You must face old mistakes. You must change habits. You must disappoint some people. You must say no. You must stop hiding. But courage is not loud. Sometimes courage looks like opening your bank app. Sometimes courage looks like canceling a subscription. Sometimes courage looks like saying, "We cannot afford that right now." Sometimes courage looks like transferring $20 into savings. Small courage. Real courage. Now, let's talk about what money can and cannot do. Money cannot make you young again. Money cannot guarantee perfect health. Money cannot make every relationship peaceful. Money cannot remove every problem. But money saved can reduce fear. It can create options. It can help in emergencies. It can protect your family. It can give your older self dignity. It can help you rest. It can help you say no. It can help you say yes to the right things. That is why saving matters. Not because money is the meaning of life, but because money supports the life you are trying to protect. Now, let's talk about the final message. At 40, saving money is not just a financial decision. It is an emotional decision. It is a family decision. It is a health decision. It is a future decision. It is a dignity decision. You are no longer saving for a dream only. You are saving for protection, for emergencies, for your children, for your parents, for your health, for your retirement, for your peace, for the older version of you who will need the younger version of you to care. So please, do not wait. Do not say later. Do not say tomorrow. Do not wait for perfect income. Do not wait for perfect conditions. Start with what you have. Start where you are. Start small, but start. Save $1. Save $10. Save 1%. Cancel one wasteful expense. Pay down one debt. Cook one meal at home. Write one money receipt. Build one small habit. Then repeat, because small things become big when you repeat them. A small saving becomes a fund. A small fund becomes security. Security becomes confidence. Confidence becomes peace. And peace is worth protecting. One day, you will be older. You will sit somewhere quietly, maybe with a cup of tea, maybe in your home, maybe near a window, maybe looking at your children, your grandchildren, or simply the life you built. And you will remember this season, the season when you were 40, the season when you had to choose, spend everything now, or protect the future. If you choose wisely, your older self will thank you, not with loud words, but with a calm heart, a heart that says, "I am glad I prepared." That is the kind of future worth building. So start saving today, not because life is only about money, but because your life, your family, your health, your time, your dignity, and your peace are too important to leave unprotected. If this message helped you, subscribe to the channel now and turn on the notification bell. Share this with someone in their 40s who needs to hear it. And remember this, saving money is not about fear. It is about love, wisdom, and responsibility for the life you still have ahead. Thank you for listening. Start small today. Protect your future today. And I will see you in the next episode.